Next is a 2013 question. The question reads as, which of the following can be found as pollutants in the drinking water in some parts of India? Arsenic, sorbitol, fluoride, formaldehyde and uranium. Now, when you look at this particular question that is there, select the answer. See, arsenic, let me just give you a brief about this. Arsenic is seen in groundwater because we are looking at pollutants that can maybe mix in water and can be even reaching humans through your groundwater. Certain eastern parts of India have very high amounts of arsenic pollution. It causes a disease called as your black foot disease. Okay, so yes, arsenic is there. So I think the only option you can eliminate is this. Rest all have 1 in it. Then coming to another one which is quite known to us is fluoride. So fluoride also can be a pollutant in water, and fluoride when mixed with water, it causes this disease, and when it is constantly consumed, it causes a disease called as your knock-knee syndrome. Knock-knee syndrome again is caused by the deformation of your bones, so much so that it will go and the knees, instead of being separated, it goes and hits with each other. So that is your fluoride also. So 3 is also something that is there in all the options, but that was already something that we knew, because if you look at all the options, it's 1 and 3, 1, 3 and 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yes, so 1 and 3 is something that is for sure. Now coming into your other options left, sorbitol is actually an artificial sweetener. It sounds like a very problematic chemical, but sorbitol is an artificial sweetener that is used in certain consumption activity. It is not a pollutant as it is. So you can eliminate any option that has 2. So only one option has 2, and that is what? This is. Now, when you look at this, you don't even have to take a call on formaldehyde, because formaldehyde, again, when mixed with water, it forms actually a much more less toxic substance in the form of your ethanol, etc. So, you don't have the pollution problem happening. Finally, you're left with if 5 is included or not, and 5 is uranium. So, understand this, yes, in some parts of the western parts of India, the water, the pollution levels, when you check it in, it actually also has seen traces of uranium in it. The answer to this question is C, 1, 3 and 5. Next, we move on to a 2013 question. The question reads as, photochemical smog is a resultant of the reaction among. So, they've given different compounds over here, nitrogen dioxide, ozone and peroxyacetyl nitrate in the presence of sunlight, carbon monoxide and oxygen and peroxyacetyl nitrate in the presence of sunlight, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide and nitrogen dioxide at low temperature, high concentration of nitrogen dioxide, ozone and carbon monoxide in the evening. Without much elimination or anything, let me just tell you the concept of what photochemical smog is. Photochemical smog primarily means that you have certain nitrate particles. These nitrate particles in the presence of sunlight, already nitrate particle is a pollutant. Now, on top of it, nitrate particles in the presence of sunlight gives rise to certain secondary pollutants called as your peroxyacetyl nitrate, otherwise called as your PAN. Okay. Now, when you have nitrate, you have peroxyacetyl nitrate, and all of these forming different compounds over there with oxygen around it. There is also one more compound that is released, which is your ozone. Not any ozone, it is your tropospheric ozone. So now who all are there? So there is nitrogen dioxide, there is peroxyacetyl nitrate, and there is this tropospheric ozone. All of them, they make the air around very heavy, and this actually affects your visibility and everything, and this is what is called as photochemical smog. Got it? So here your answer for this question is A, all of those particles mentioned in option A. Next, we have a 2013 question. The question reads as, due to the improper or indiscriminate disposal of old and used computers or their parts, which of the following are released into the environment as e-waste? So, we are primarily looking at any compound that could have been there in the computer or your phone or anything and in its parts, but now it is released into the environment. So, keep that in mind. So, it should have been there in the computer or the phone so that, once it's released and then that metal becomes a pollutant in the environment. So, let's look at all of this. There's beryllium, cadmium, chromium, heptachlor, mercury, lead, plutonium. Which is the first one you should be eliminating? Plutonium is radioactive. If your computers and your phones and all had plutonium, we would be in very heavy trouble because these are radioactive compounds that everyone would be using. So, plutonium is the first thing you can eliminate from this option. Plutonium is number 7. So, look at any option which is number 7. This is gone. This is gone. This is gone. You have your answer already, which is 1. Beryllium, 2. Cadmium, 3. Chromium, 4 is not there, heptachlor, 5 is mercury, 6 is lead. So, heptachlor and plutonium. Plutonium because it's radioactive. Heptachlor is a very common product that is there. It is not primarily, it's not used in your computers or your phones or anything, but it's used in certain other chemical formulations. It's not used in computers. That is why heptachlor gets eliminated. Plutonium gets eliminated because it is not used in anything that has regular human usage. Your answer to this question is B, 1, 2, 3, 5 and 6. Next is a 2013 question. The question reads as, acid rain is caused by the pollution of environment by carbon dioxide and nitrogen, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide, ozone and carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide and sulfur dioxide. I want you to understand acid rain is the process where you need a final acid that's coming out, an acid that can cause some harm. Yes, carbon can cause carbonic acid, but it's not that harmful to the environment. On the other hand, if you have your nitrous oxide and your sulfur dioxide, they combining with different kinds of water in the atmosphere, different kinds of particles, can give rise to nitric acid and sulfuric acid. And when they fall in the form of precipitate is what you get as acid rain. So, the answer to this question is D, nitrous oxide and sulfur dioxide.